Hey, I wanted to give an update. As soon as I finished doing the Darius Burst and Odin Sphere videos for the rest of the week, I was talking about the Play Asia Partnership Program. They actually got back to me way earlier than I was expecting, and they said that I can get the game physically or digitally. What I'm going to do for you guys, since you guys helped me out with that 6,000 yen that now I'm apparently not even going to be using for BASARA, that will be used for another project at a later date, is I'm just going to go ahead and get it digitally. If you've ever followed BASARA games after they come out, they're like the opposite of Pokemon games. Pokemon games from like 15 years ago still go for like $30, $40 used. BASARA games don't really hold their value. You can get them barring shipping and stuff like that, depending on where you live. Like the shipping can definitely be part of it, but they get discounted pretty fast. You can get a brand new or a used copy in good condition for like $30, $40, like cheaper than it would be to get like a $60 game here in America. So I figured I can get a physical copy later on when I've got some more funds and there's a dry period. I can get it physical later on. That way you guys won't have to wait for it. What I did is I asked them how that would work in the future. There might be some other games that I would want in a physical version. I was going to ask them like how would that work, what kind of shipping would they have and stuff like that. It's very nerve wracking to get an import that's expensive as it is, but when your partnership with a company like Play Asia hinges on it arriving, like that's even more nerve wracking. Like I don't want to be in a situation where it doesn't come or it gets stuck at the post office and I can't get a ride and stuff like that. So chances are I'm probably going to do almost everything digitally. If I do get like a Vita import or something, one of the options I thought of was East 8. I don't know how import friendly that game is. I don't know if there's any translation resources for it. What I've been doing today, just for the past couple minutes, since this all happened very fast, like I recorded the video talking about the partnership, and then I did another one for Odin Sphere, and I turned off my Vita and just started to chill out on the internet. I checked my email and I got the response back from them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crowdsource from you guys. Right now there's 6,000 yen on my account that's not going to be used for anything, basically. There's not a whole lot else out that I'm terribly interested in getting right now, simply because, both of them will get localized versions. There is Toukiden 2, which I would love to play. I've been watching a bunch of Japanese streamers play it, and I like the improvements that they made to the movesets and stuff like that, but obviously the game has a pretty high language barrier, and the community is not big enough. It's not like, say the Monster Hunter community. Like, people are hardcore and they import Monster Hunter games, and there's resources available very fast. Toukiden is still a very fledgling, brand new IP. I don't really think there's anybody doing anything like that, so I don't want to put myself in a situation where the game's frustrating to play because of my limited, and I can't. It's not like I can't read anything in the game, but it would be very limited. The other option is BASARA, but I'm gonna wait and see what my friends say about that. Like I've said numerous times before, like I trust their opinions more than anyone else. Swillow and Omega. Swillow, not so much. I know he's going to be going to the Pokemon Worlds Pokken tournament later this week. I don't know how much time we'll have to play, but I know that most of them will finish the game pretty fast, and I'll be able to get a pretty good, honest, grounded opinion from them. That might be what I get from them if the partnership does well. I don't know exactly what content they're going to want. I don't know if they're just going to want me to reference that I got the game from them. If it's sponsored, I don't know what the criteria is yet. I ask that you guys have some understanding if I do have to make some compromises for this, because it's a very big boon for me. I live on a very low income. You'd be surprised how little I live on in a month, and the sacrifices I've had to make to buy games like BASARA in the past. It's a pretty big deal for me to have this, and I need to make sure that I don't squander it. I don't think they're going to do anything too drastic. It's probably just going to be mentioning Play Asia at the beginning of the video or something, which I don't think is going to hurt anybody. You're not going to have to sit through a 5-minute ad for them or anything like that. It should be pretty awesome. I assume they're going to let me do this pretty often. So for imports in the future, I will probably be doing this digitally if I can. It depends on the game. If the game is going to hold its value, then I'll probably wait and I'll get it physical. If it's something like Basara, you can look at like Sumeragi right now. Even if you just get it digitally, you can get it for about $30. You can buy from PlayAsia itself actually. You can get a 3,000 yen card for about $34. You can get it digitally off the PlayStation Store. So it's like they don't hold their value that much. So I decided, it would be nice to have a physical copy, but at the same time, I can do that later on. So day one, I should be doing it. I just sent them the email a couple minutes ago saying that I'd like to get it digitally, and I asked them how physical transactions would be done in the future, so that I have a better idea on if it's something I want to do later on in the year. Like both of the other games that I would like to use for that 36,000 yen that you guys funded are both very heavy on the language barrier. I would have to see if there's anybody doing translation guides and stuff, because my Japanese is not good enough to really have a really solid, educated experience. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for just yet. I thought about using it for a little bit for PSO2 Premium, but I stupidly linked my PSO2 account to my English account, and you can't use the PlayStation Store to load up your account with AC. So that money is just gonna stay in there for now. There's a bunch of stuff I could put it towards. East 8 is not one of them because I'm not wiping my Vita to play it, unfortunately. So chances are I'll be watching my friends play Berseria this week and see what the verdict is. I'll have to see exactly when they're going to release it in America, because I would like to get that game on PC simply because it might see some pretty cool mods. If the game is fun, I might do some challenge runs for it in the future or something like that. I'm not sure what's going to happen at this point, but as far as it stands now, I will be doing Basara on day one, and I've got a bunch of funds in my PlayStation account, which luckily I didn't use. I didn't pre-order the game yet. That would be kind of a hassle to get that money back. It's just sitting in the account. I wanted to thank the people who have helped me to fund it. I would have been able to get the game regardless. It's just I'll have to wait and see what else there is to get. So there's not really a whole lot else that I haven't played at this point. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.